Hey everybody, welcome back to the news desk. Marie Bartholdi, Eduardo Sajgalik, Brian David Marshall, and one of the greatest to ever play the game, Kai Budde. And BDM, we're going to talk about an amazing game from round 6 in this Pro Tour.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody was talking about this. Kai, let's hear from you what was going on through your head. Let's play the match from the moment where time is called. I think we'll hear the commentators mentioning that as we go. And, you'll walk us through what was going into this decision. It was more than just maybe just the cards in play. Here we hear them. Time has been called.
There will only be 5 turns.
You only have 5 turns left. Kai, what's going on here as you block this Adanto Vanguard?
Yeah, so my objective in this game is to win. Both Seth and me could have easily played for the draw here for several turns. Time was running out. We were both low on resources, but we are 3-2 in a Pro Tour. A draw is really bad in this spot. We wanted to avoid that. Now, in a normal game, I would have just used my elf to use Vraska's Contempt on his Karn. But the problem is, the only way I can win this game is if he taps his creatures to attack. Because he doesn't have much power in play, and I have Vraska's Contempt, so I have life gain. But if he just chump blocks with his 1/1s, I'm just not going to be able to win the game. So I was hoping that his follow-up would be Lyra, because my last card in hand was Vivian Reed, so that worked out. Now, I think I drew a blank on that turn, yeah. So I had to kill the Lyra, because if Lyra connects, the game is over. But now, I couldn't attack him, because if I attack him, he just goes to 4, -2 his Karn again, which bumps his other construct to power 2, and then I'm dead, because I'm on 3. So I actually had to attack the Karn here, and then, well, he was obviously going to take that damage. And then the only way I was going to win this game is if Seth is tapping his creatures to attack. Because I couldn't draw enough removal spells with my remaining draw step to remove all his blockers. So my only chance was to convince Seth to attack, which he ended up doing, which again was motivated by him also not wanting the draw. Again, if we were 9-2, we would have both happily taken the draw, but at 3-2, you just don't want to draw. Also, we tested together. We were teammates for this tournament, and if we draw, we gain 2 points between the both of us, compared to 3 points if someone wins. And then the worst case scenario is that we both lose the last 2 rounds, and suddenly neither of us makes day 2. And if we produce a winner here, at least we send one of us into day 2. So yeah.
Yeah, here we see you play the Vivian Reed, you kill the Lyra, and he does what you kind of expect in terms of the play pattern, not blocking and letting you take down the card.
Yeah, like I don't have haste creatures, I don't have direct damage, so I assumed he would just let the Karn die there. Then he has 2 1/1s left. I believe I knew about the Lenovo Elf in his hand. I'm not entirely positive, it's 24 hours ago. But yeah, again, I'm on 3. Obviously he kills me with another Karn, but that seemed an acceptable risk at that point. Like, I'm pretty sure the last turn, if he had another Karn, he would have played that over Lyra, because I hadn't had a good opportunity to cast Vivian Reed in this game, and just running Lyra into that seems not worth it. And if he goes Karn -2, new Karn -2, I'm on 3 life. He's just gonna run me over with the constructs. So yeah, sure. If he draws a Karn, he wins. I was hoping that his hand was exactly what it was, blanks. Vivian Reed, I don't have a flying creature on the board, so tapping out for that, it doesn't really do anything. It just draws him. Like, that's also why I didn't really threaten the Karn before. Sure, the Karn is going to win him the long game, but we're not playing a long game here. We are in turns. We have 3 more attack steps. He can draw some cards with the Karn, but I'm just trying to win somehow.
You can see it's turn 2 of 5 here by that die, and he attacks you down to 1.
Yep.
Yeah, because here, if you were in a longer game, Seth could have deployed Vivian Reed, just stayed back and taken over, but you can see that Seth's attacking right for that reason, the extra turns.
Yeah, he has 2 Planeswalkers in his hand, and he cast the Lenovo Elf instead, because I'm on 1 life. He just needs to get his attack in. Like, Seth is a huge favorite as this game plays another 10 or 15 turns, I think. Like, he just has way more resources. So yeah, now my choice. So I actually made a small misplay here. So I plussed my Vivian, and I got a choice of lands and Brontodon. And I just took the Brontodon, thinking that has to be the correct choice. But with my objective of getting Zest to attack, it was arguably the wrong choice. I should have taken the land and just make it look like I whiffed. Because the problem is,
Wow.
with the Brontodon in play and one of his creatures being an artifact creature, by not attacking and casting the Brontodon, I'm in a position where he needs a removal or withdraw, because I can block his 2 Lano Elves and then sacrifice my Brontodon to kill his artifact creature. So I wouldn't be taking any damage. So now, just playing a land, attacking and passing without casting the Brontodon, I'm kind of telegraphing that I have something in my hand. It's not going to be cast down, because if I had the cast down, I would have cast my Brontodon. Why not? I mean, so I'm either telegraphing a bluff or I have a Vraska's Contempt in my hand. The thing was that I cast the Vraska's Contempt already before, and I think I explored into it. Like, Seth was aware of one Vraska's Contempt being in my hand, and I used it. So I think he just thought I was bluffing and trying to get a win somehow. That's why he attacked.
But an interesting decision here on his attack. He can attack with 1, 2, 3, or even 0 creatures and be thinking about different outcomes.
Yeah, I thought his attack was a little bit strange, because I think attacking with 2 or 3 creatures doesn't matter here. Because if I have the Contempt, I'm just casting it on the untapped creature. So I think he should have either attacked with all 3 or just with 1. But again, like, if he just keeps all his 3 creatures back past the turn, we draw. And like, he knows that we draw. But like, again, we were both in the same mindset, please, let's just avoid the draw. So yeah, fortunately he attacked. I mean,
I guess it's like not an equal chance here, because even if he thinks it's only like 1 in 5 times that you have the Contempt here, he would still maybe go for it because the draw is so bad. Plus he's playing Silesia mid-range, trying to target Golgari, not Jeskai.
the draw bracket is way more annoying for him than for me. He wants to play against aggressive decks, he doesn't want to play against control. I'm not sure it's that much of a reason, because people do get draws in limited. But again, I just think a draw is just so bad for both of us.
Right, so that means that it's better to just try it, because it's like, even if it's 1 in 4 times, you're like, well, I prefer taking 1 in 4 wins than 3 in 4 draws.
At least that's how I was playing this game. Like, I was playing this game to generate a winner. I mean, obviously I was hoping it was me, but like,
sure.
Both of us could have decided turns earlier that, okay, this is it. This is probably just a draw. Let's play for a draw.
And I remember sitting up here watching this match with you, and we were just sitting here just biting our nails.
Well, yeah, I was in the booth, like, just like, for me, that was an unreal moment, just realizing that moment with the contempt and knowing that both of you were going to go for the win, because that's what you want to do, right, in that spot. So it ended up like that this long, grindy game ended in, we got to, like, figure out a way to win. And I loved as well the attack you made into the Llanowar Elf without casting the contempt, because if you cast it first, then Seth knows, well, there's no point, I'm going to stay back.
Yeah, I had to use the contempt after he tapped his creatures.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't get a win here.
Because one thing he could have done, you were at 1 in that spot, he could have just blocked and then, like, gone attack 1 creature. And that way, try to get a win if you have no removal or block. But by showing the Brontodon, he knows that's not an option.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a crazy game. I think my favorite part about that game is the little wry grin that you have as you're filling out the slip, like a naughty school kid, like you know you got away with something. It was really great. It was a really special moment, and thank you so much for coming in and talking to us. Kai Budde, the Hall of Famer, the most winningest player in the history of the Pro Tour.
Well, not in this tournament, but
7 trophies, though. You've got those.
I do have trophies.
An unassailable record, honestly.
All right, that's the decision with Kai Budde.